Small carpeted areas in a living space are never really awesome, particularly in the bathroom. That's why I'm tearing it out. The carpet in my RV is over 20 years old and has stood the test of time, use, and a mouse colonization to boot. It is time for some flooring renovation. Yes, ground officially broken. And here comes the carpet. This carpet is so stapled down in like every inch along the corners and edges. It's going to be a lot of staples to pick up after this. So finally, thank goodness, I've got all the flooring up, at least in like 98% of the motorhome. And thank goodness, because my hands and fingers are so sore from pulling up carpet and linoleum, and the worst part was the staples. There's like hundreds of staples. So if you're planning to remove your floor in your motorhome, don't expect it to take one day to remove everything. At least one day if you've got help, but if you're doing it yourself, you know, plan 2 or 3 days, because you're going to get really tired and your fingers are going to get really sore. So anyway, I'm so excited because I got everything removed finally, and it's clean. I've swept and vacuumed. I've sanded some parts near the kitchen that I think might get a little bit of water on the floor occasionally. So I got that ready, and now I'm ready to spackle or put some floor leveler on the little holes. There's just some inconsistencies, old staple holes, or where screws got screwed farther into the floor than the actual surface. So I'm going to spackle that and get the floor really smooth, because with the vinyl tiles or the vinyl flooring, it's got to be really, really smooth, because eventually, you know, it'll make its way down into holes, or bumps will make their way up into the vinyl flooring, and then you'll start to see that, or it could even, you know, break through the surface. So I'm going to get really clean, and I'm just thankful that I'm on to this part now. Now that I got the seams and the cracks filled in with the leveler material, some of the edges around it might be a little rough, so I'm going to sand those down so there's no hard spots that will come up through the vinyl flooring. So, here's the moment I've been waiting for, and I have to say I'm kind of out of breath. I'm tired. I can't wait to get the floor. I'm so excited. And I'm finally ready. I've got the floor super clean. When you put this stuff in, you really want to get everything off the floor. So it's been sanded, it's been swept, it's been vacuumed, and double looked over for any extra staples that might be hanging out, which I did catch a few. So I'm now ready to start putting the flooring in, and this is what I've been waiting for the whole time. So I'm so excited. Anyways, you may have seen the flooring before in my other video about the toilet leak, but it's called vinyl, let's see, luxury vinyl flooring or something like that. And this kind comes with, it's supposed to like lock together, so you can see it's got a sticky part here, and then on the other side it would be sticky on the bottom, so they kind of lock together. And if you just lock it together, that's fine. It's called a floating floor, meaning it's not actually stuck to the ground. It's more stuck together. However, I prefer to stay in really hot climates, and having just this much stickiness in a hot climate will actually it won't keep the panels together. So you have to use this stuff. It's called vinyl composite. Wait, what's it called? It's called vinyl composite adhesive. So it's actually made for these types of floorings in commercial locations or really hot locations. So, let's get started. I've been waiting for this. You're supposed to be able to cut this flooring with just a really good knife, but I found it incredibly hard to cut. I had to make a lot of cuts to get it deep enough, and the blade would swivel one way or swivel the other way, and it was kind of making the floor look bad. And I found that using my multi-tool with a plunge cutter on it is excellent. It does make it a little shaggy, so I kind of like to, instead of going like straight at it, I'll go a little diagonal, so most of the shaggy parts are pointing downward. And it works a lot faster, much more efficient. It looks better. You can get little details, and you're not going to get exhausted using this thing, which is, don't use this. It just takes forever. So use something, some kind of saw or like a multi-tool. I love this tool for so many different things. Before you start cutting, definitely measure everything, and don't forget to even draw the lines so you can make sure your lines are very straight. And then locate an area or set up an area outdoors, or at least far away from your tiling area where you can make your cuts, because if you're using a saw or a multi-tool like I did, a lot of shavings are going to be created, and if you have that in your workspace, you're going to be constantly cleaning up. So make sure to do it outside. And of course, always wear your PPE, personal protection equipment, glasses, something to cover your ears. So when you're laying in any kind of plank type flooring, it's common practice and usually pretty well known to alternate the wood. So you don't want to put them all beginning at the same length. You put one here and then you start the next one here. But I would even recommend not even just alternating them, but never using the same length to begin with. Like, for example, you might want to start one with the full length, and then the next one with like 8 inches, and then the next one at like 12 inches, and then alternate back down. Because even when it's just two, like you have this one, then the next one you have half, then you have this one again, it's still going to look, you're still going to see a pattern. But if you use pieces that you cut off on an end, you know, that's only like 4 or 5 inches long, that can be the perfect amount to offset one of your beginning lengths. So I'm well into the flooring renovation, laying out all of my vinyl planks. I'm all the way back to the bathroom. I'm just about to enter the bathroom right now. And I'm at a stage where it's taking a lot longer because the space is so much smaller and there's all sorts of little angles. So my cuts are taking forever. They're beginning to look like this. You know, it's not a full plank. It's got these like unique cuts, and for this one, honestly, I think I've gone back out to the saw like 8 times because for some reason I measure it wrong, or something's wrong, or I need to shave off a little bit that I didn't get before. So it's taking me sometimes, 30 minutes just to prepare one plank to get it set in there. But once you put so much work into one little complicated cut and then it fits in, it is so satisfying. So this one is ready to go down and it just fits perfectly. So I love it. Something that I've discovered that works really well now that I'm at a spot where it takes a lot longer to lay each plank is to lay each tile down with the paper below it. Unfortunately, it's not the kind of paper that is sticky and then you pull it off when you're ready. You have to set the paper down so they don't stick together. So you set them down with the paper and get a bunch measured out, and then remove those and put your glue in and then put those down. So when I was recently troubleshooting my toilet leak, I actually removed the panel here on the pedestal to try to access the pipes underneath. I haven't put it back on yet just because I've been busy with other things. However, I'm about ready to put it back on because I'm getting to the point where I'm laying the floor there. However, before I close it up, you can see that the access to the pipe that comes from the toilet is got a big gap in the floor. And since I recently found a mouse, I'm really wanting to inhibit any other mice infestations or visitors. So what I'm going to do is take steel wool, and unfortunately this one's got the soap in it, but I'm going to put the steel wool, shove it in the cracks between the wood and the pipe, and steel wool is something that the mice will not chew through. So this way I am inhibiting one extra entrance way that a mouse could possibly get to. And after this, I'm definitely going to put steel wool in some other spots where I've found mice to be crawling around. After 5 or 6 times longer than I thought it would take, and a lot of hard work later, I'm so glad to be done, and I couldn't be any happier with the results. I'm really excited about it. I love walking on them, and it just looks great. For any of you looking to do a big renovation project, know that you will likely feel that you will never get it done. You'll believe that this project is never going to be over, but have faith, it will, even if it takes just working on it a couple hours a week, which is kind of what I ended up doing. Have fun, be kind, and be sure to subscribe for more upcoming videos.